And we are live. Alrighty. Hey, everybody. I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David? Now, today, we are continuing our work on the Mustang. We got some good stuff done yesterday. Ouch. Excuse me while my hip gives me a bit of chip. That's pretty much the nuts and bolts of what's happening today, man. We got, yeah. All right. Well, only one thing left to do before we get started, really. Oh, yeah. That's the ticket. Now, bringing you around. That way. There we go. Now, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Now, there was a little spot on here I wanted to do with some of the German field grey. Let's see, was there anything on here I want? A little bit of the dark grey and some Kark black, I would suggest, would be the GO. And then, yep, we are going to get heavily stuck into a few other bits. We are. Now, there's one last thing I would like to maybe check. Before we get started. Yep. And yep. And yes. All right. Sorry. Don't worry about my strange musings here. I know what I'm doing, or what I'm on about. Okay. Yep. And that would be. Just looking for a specific part just for me to get some clarification. That's all I'm doing here, guys. I should move in a bit as well. I went down that path, did I? Okay, that's easy. Is that right? Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Now. All right, and E is iron, which would be, I think that comes up later. E for iron. I'm looking for the fan, just so as you know what I'm looking for. I think that's iron, because there's a couple of touches I wouldn't mind doing on a few things as well along the way. Where's our fan belt? Not quite. B's black. So why have I painted it a metallic color? Is the question I have for myself. No, that's the right part. 116. Okay, I've painted something the wrong color, it would appear. Being, yep, the fan, that should be a different color. That's okay, we can address that. All right. So, now that I've done all this speculation, all right. Ouch! We're going to move in before I actually sit down. Oh, hey, Paul, how you doing? I'm just going to open a window here. It's getting a little bit stuffy, but it's early enough that we should be okay on the temperature front. Ouch! It's still quite warm at the moment here in Australia. We might be getting some rain on the weekend. Excuse me a moment. All right, now, first things first. So this fan here is meant to be black apparently, rather than the metallic or steel color I have given it. I also want to do, oh, there it is, yeah. All right, where to start, kids? This is the question I have. We're going to start, boom, just with the spot of this, just to get it done. It's a large spot, but a spot nonetheless. And then there's just a line down the back. I would then like to hit with some, actually what I might also do, give me a moment. Bing, yeah. We'll do both these colors. And then I'm just going to confirm a small detail with that fan again, just to make sure I'm not doing my own head in. And there's something I haven't done. Although, oh no, that's okay. What I was speculating about, I'll just show you. You'll see these bits here. I need to zoom in. I was going to paint them, but they correlate to these parts. So there's no real need to. I guess I could, from the viewpoint of just ensuring that there's the correct backing color, if you know what I'm saying. And I might even look at doing that, just because. And there will be a point where I'm hitting other. Oh, hey, King Fox, how you doing? Well, we're doing other aluminium bits, so I may as well, is my theory. Actually, they're steel, aren't they? Now, these are going to mix fairly quickly in light of being used extensively. So, yeah, now this one's, oh, for fuck's sake, stop that knees bent advancing behavior, damn you. Boom. Delay. This is going to be a whole stack of bing, ding, little touches here and there. Get off of my finger. I ask you, people. Now, yeah. Just realised if there's a spooge, it's going to be very. But yeah, I left this in what I guess could be called the fall zone, which is to say, if it starts running off the bottle, it would have gone onto that, which would have made him very unhappy. Yes, it would. It didn't, so all was well. Now we'll go with something with a bit of substance on it. That should do the job for us. Goggles. It's just that I've got a little spot of black where I don't want it on this. There we are. And then there's some German grey I want to tidy up as well. And then we'll get on to other stuff. There we go. Cover that black up. There we go. So all it is, if there was a little spot pretty much right there, So I've tidied that up now. Jolly good. Now, that's that. That's all I wanted to do with that one spot. It was substantial enough that it would have potentially been seen. Now, a bit of German grey action. Ding. Splitch. Over. Now, next on my agenda is, and you know, I reckon I could probably use the same brush. Let's face it, the color variable is not so great. I haven't used it extensively, so I'm probably being a wee bit prissy if I start running to hit every single thing with a new brush. So I shan't. That's good. Now, next. Itchy ear, excuse me a moment. Now, we're going to pop this over to here this time so I don't get all, what's the word I'm looking for, concerned about spilling my paint somewhere. I think that's a black, but that doesn't matter. That's probably all I need. Excellent. If you can pour in as much as you need and not more, I think you've done well. That's my take on it. You may choose to disagree. Now, goggles, come here, yeah. Now, in this instance, where I want to go is into here. Just to consolidate that backboard a bit. It's a little bit messy. I might need to just zip and zoom out a little. There we go. Across the top here. Actually, this won't be all there'll be left to do now in this cabin area is just a little bit of dark grey just to tidy up that little boot area. Make it sweet, read and petite there as well. Oops, yeah, definitely there now. While we're here, oh, that's dark German grey, no, wrong one. All right, so we won't do them, but also just down here. Just as the colours all tidy. There we go. All right, starting to look very nice. Goggles off. Now, clean brush. Next. That's right, I wanted to have a bit of a goosey gander at, I thought that fan was meant to be metal. Rubbin is in the colour they've called it on the sheets is iron, but I'm using steel for iron because there's no actual iron colour that I've managed to find or get my hands on, which is a bit frustrating. It's not disastrous though. Now, and pretty obviously, as I'm sure you can understand, I would prefer not to have to, if I do this the wrong colour of this, yeah, I just want to make sure I'm getting the right colour onto the fan. And they're calling B. All right. And B is indeed black, is chassis. Is that where I'm using my chassis black? All right. All right. All right. That being so, good people, if I'm going to trot out the chassis black, I may as well as revisit any other bits of chassis black that are required, or that will require my attention. Now, most of this is already done. And in fact, we can done. Ah, yes. Now, there's a whole stack of these sorts of things. So we'll track all them down. Where's our chassis black? And what we're going to do is revisit a few bits that have this color and apply it to a few, no, that's blurry, and apply it to a few new spots that we need. And then we'll move on to our next step from there. Now, there is a couple of things I also wouldn't mind checking while I'm mixing this. And that is G, apparently. What color is this? Is just a part, well, it's obviously another part of the undercarriage. Give me a moment. G, man. Really? I wouldn't have thought G was. Hang on. No, they're calling the whole part there G, which is to say a slightly different black than that. Ease. Rightio. There's a few little details I'm just checking here that are a bit interesting making. All right. Where I might slightly modify the colors that they're suggesting. Just because. All right. Now, some of these parts in this color can be hit quite happily. And quite now, did I finish the battery? I did, didn't I? Yeah, good. Quite a few of these parts with the chassis black have already been done. Now these are the parts that are supposed to also be a black colour, but I'm inclined to go actually German filled grey with them, because there are some parts in the engine that are, but also because whenever I've been underneath a car, and fun fact, I have on occasion, not after being run over, I hasten to add, I was actually doing something mechanical, believe it or not. They're not black. They're sort of they're dark. They're not clean metal, but they're not black, in my experience. Yeah, that's my take on it. So, for fuck's sake, now I've lost the bloody. Grab another one. Couldn't be bothered looking. Where are they all hiding? I've got so many of them here. I know this to be true. I can't find the bloody things. I made the foolish mistake of stacking them up and putting them somewhere. Now I can't find the bloody things. That'll do it. Be damned. All right, now. And if I do end up trotting out some German filled grey, then I can consider doing some tidy ups on another little area. So now, how much of this am I going to require? I'll pour a little bit more. Alrighty. Now, easy parts first. Now. So we'll go big brush. Now. And the other side, there's a part of this, there's two parts that go alongside this. One is also this colour, the other is not. It's a bit curious. It's a Jolly Rum thing, I tell you. I will probably need to reapply some of this, but that's okay. Deedly, deedly. Now once we've got all that in there, then my hand is, of course, very conveniently going to sleep. Wakey, wakey, bloody thing. Come on, you can wake up, bloody hand. I tell you, it's actually very annoying. And in fact, it's a bit more than annoying. In some ways, it's concerning that my hand does this. It's not meant to. Now, maybe that's something I should mention to the doc. I don't know. Now this side. And then we'll hit a few other things. with this colour. And then we'll move on to some other things in this colour. Yes, we will. Because there's quite a few little bits that need it. Some of which we've already done, some of which we can do again, and some of which will be completely new. This we will work on. Yes, we shall. Now, next, we go into here. It's a strange thing. The actual fan is not 100%. I would have expected a fan, this is just me, to be like one all evenly laid out, but it's actually not, which is a bit unusual, one must say. There we go. Now, other bits that I can hit with this size brush pretty clearly are this. So might as well. Just make sure it's all tidy and all going to look very nice. Now, pop that to there. Now, let's just go. Something we can do, or how we can go about this. We can now pretty much just wade through. Alright, yes, yep. Right, we need a small brush there. That's all small brush stuff. They're done. I think that's done. Yeah. So I should probably clean this brush before I continue this, because I'm pretty sure we're now down to small stuff on the chassis black front. And that being so, I probably don't want to let the paint settle too hard on this bigger brush. That's my theory. Paper, for God's sake. I need to. I'm moving house soon, and you know, man, one thing that's going to make me do is tidy my bloody desk up. You can't tell me that's a bad outcome. Then will come the question of, and how long before it reaches that same level of carnage? Yeah, good question that. Although something did just dawn on me that I would possibly. Now let me just actually pop a lid on that, shall I? That I will this is all small brush stuff, that if I keep this reasonably tidy and clear when I move, because of course I also do need to have, when I do my fishing rigs, I often have to do them at my computer desk. It's dawned on me, well, hell, Rob, if you keep them clean, I keep this clear and tidy and organised, you know, I could conceivably do my rigs and anything else that required a bit of whatever. Here, who would have thought? I'd have a desk for my computer and a desk not just for modelling but for other purposes. Who would have thought, eh? Is that the battery that has two different? Give me a moment. Oh, no, be good. All right. Now, pop that over there so that I don't knock it over, you know, just by putting my hands down. Now, small brush and goggles would probably be a good idea. Do a quick little tidy up here. Not tidy up, freshen up. The great part about a lot of these second coats is that, of course, oh, hello. Yeah, well, what I'm doing mostly, David, is just a little bit of making some of the existing paintwork a little tidier. And we're also going to be applying some chassis black to some of the small parts that we require later on. Now, these are all pretty obvious because they're already the appropriate color. So we just sort of like consolidate that a little bit. All right. Now we got oops, back to the front. Now. Right. And it was, yep, all those parts. There's two little parts here. 100. Are they both 104? They are. I would say, hello. Yes. Right. Yep. Jolly good. Couple of other small chassis black bits here. These are the rocker cover, or the plugs that go on the rocker covers. They are indeed this color. I guess the fact that I thought they might be a dark grey tells you straight away that they need a bit more love. Yes, they do. There we go. Now, yeah. And that will be this piece of sprue done. Most of this, as I said, is going to be fairly straightforward sort of stuff. It's more about just tidying certain bits up. All right, so where we're at is pretty clearly, actually most of this is looking very pretty now, most of it. You can see it's got nice solid colours everywhere. It's going, once we put the varnish on, that's most, we need to tidy up these. But beyond that, that sprue is looking, and a couple of other little details on this, but mostly it's looking very nice now. Now, moving right along, good people. Happy with that. Not so happy with that. But as that's a small, how are we traveling on this one? Yeah. We can pop that to the side. I should pop that there. All good. Ah, yes. This has got a little bit there that's being a little bit tricksy. So I'll attend to that directly. But first, I'll zoom you back out. I'm not sure. I have clearly now. Look down here. All right. There we go. All right. And yep, all good. And the little bit I want to get, I might actually get a slightly different brush out for this because this could get a little rugged. So I'll get something I don't mind getting a bit hammered. Is right in, of all places, actually inside. Oops, I'm going to need to get some dark grey onto that, but that's fine. That's better. Much better. All right. Now, so what we've done there, while I'm here. They're looking good. I did them a bit yesterday. So we've got all of this sprue largely done. A little bit of a tidy up in the dark grey and a little bit of German field grey still. And some aluminium there. But mostly the colours are pretty solid. That's blurry as all fuck. You can't see shit. Hang on. So as you can see, our colours are looking nice and solid pretty much across the board. There's a couple of little tidy ups in dark grey but yeah. All right, moving right along. Goggles off for a moment whilst I clean this. Now, and then, actually, give me a moment, guys. I'm going to clean this because I don't want this one to get gluggy. I just dipped the other one into thinner. So I'll quickly give that a bit of a wipe to get the thinner off. But there is a point at which I could put that to good use right now. The other one, it's a bit more rugged. Because, well, you'll see. Oh, you'll see. Now, next, let's get this quick yoink. Now, next, what I want to do here, I only hit these yesterday with this color, so they're going to be a little bit not quite as beautiful as they might be, so we'll attend to that just for the betterment of society. Certainly that's my take. Yeah, they're going to look much happier for that. Now, yeah, that's better. Yeah, nice. Now, there we go. So, that's them done. Now, our next foray with this color, very quickly before do I need to do anything on this? No. Clean this brush. And now we get down to let's find certain bits, which would be mostly in this other tray I have here. Actually, oh Jesus, nothing shit left flying I have. Then there's this. Are they all good? They are. I remember tidying them up. We are sweet, Rita, and petite. Now, that's the last of the ones that are going to be a bit coarse in the bigger scheme of things. So we'll clean this brush. And then we're going to do a little bit of search and destroy action. Well, not so much destroy, but search. And find all our little bits of chassis black and paint them. Yes, we are. Now, after that, I think my colour, actually, you know what? It's a bit random. It doesn't necessarily fit specifically what we're going to be what we're working on, but we're going to get a start on the wooden parts of our steering wheel. I'll show you how I do that in a minute. Well, in due course, depending on how we travel for time. I've got a very busy day today, I do. So I need to, yeah. Tell you, this is why I don't have a job. I just don't have time for one. Far too busy. Now, I was going to goggles. Just give a little perusal to a few little spots here. Now, how are we traveling here? So we'll go into here just a touch. Just give them a little more on the inside there. It looks like maybe it wasn't quite as nice as it could have been. There we go. Now, oops, you can't see shit. Hang on, guys. Up, down, bing, out. There we go. And maybe bing. Now, oops. That's okay. That's okay. Now, after this, as I said, there's a few bits that we are going to need to attend to. Small stuff, though. That's why this is going to be our brush of choice. All right. Now, they can go to there. There, I guess. Now, goggles off for a second. Ayo. Shit going everywhere, it tells you. Now, done. Did that, but I might just have a quick gander. We might be in a bit of lucky, guys, on the color completion front. Ooh. We are. It would appear. Hang on. Yep. Oh, my. My. Well, is that what they are? Those things I've just painted would appear to be the bits that hold the bonnet up. And I'm guessing that's why they are chassis black. Would they be, though? Robin. On the other hand, the bonnet I'm painting is jet black, so that's probably a bit less of a thing. And they I see, said the blind man. We'll work that out in due course. All right. Now, next, there's not much we need to attend to. There is one part that has a little bit of black on it, and it's this. And then we will indeed get on to, well, other colours, guys, basically. Now, goggles would be required here. Now, let me think. Yeah, I did suggest that we get stuck into the, well, that getting stuck in is an overstatement. I did suggest the idea of doing, there are two coats of things I do with regards to, all right, doing wood. So you'll get to see the first step of the process. Now, clean brush. And then we shall continue on our merry way. Now then. All right, so what we shall do, pop this into here, bing, bing, and a mouthful of coffee. Now, excuse me a moment, and we shall grasp this little number. Now these, I'm pretty sure, are going to be, are they? They are the things that hold up the bonnet. And I may have done them the wrong colour, depending on where do they sit. I may have done them just the right colour. I have. Winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. This is the bonnet. Pretty obviously. These sit in here. And I want to do, because I'm going to do black on yellow, I want to do black on the perimeter and yellow on the inner. I think it's going to look cool. And all of this is, of course, black. All right, so that's all good in the hood. Now, getting back to our steering wheel. Now, where is ha ha? I'm looking for Looking. That's flat brown. I may as well just get both out, hey. There's two colours I'm looking for, Essence. Leather brown? No. I may as well just slowly but surely wade through. This is German pale brown? No. Flat earth? No. Hello, this one looks possibly mahogany, I think. Mahogany brown, that's what I'm looking for. The other I'm looking for, boom, new wood. There's our two. What I do, and I'm basing this methodology on how I saw, oh no, that's bad. Hang on, maybe it's not, oh shit. I've just launched a whole stack of pieces. I caught actually I think I've gotten away with that quite lightly in actuality. Ow. I've launched quite a few. Is that another part? It is it? No, that's part of a Spitfire. I think I've found them all because they're all pretty much on the sprue, so that's not so bad as you can gather. I thought I had more. Maybe not. I'll have a quick gander around after. As I said, because it was all on the sprue, it's not going to be hard to find. So I can take a bit of a chill pill there. Now, what I generally do to create the grain effect on something, and my only real examples, I've done a couple of World War One aircraft, so is you go that underneath, then you streak it with that, and that gives you a grain. That's the plan. So, now there's a good chance we'll get that actually completed on this stream, I think, because I'm going to do two brushes here. One slightly rough, or more suited. Actually, no. I'm just going to go the straight Citadel one. This will get us in tight where we want to go and still cover an area for us. So, bing, bing. We're going to come in. There. Now I'm figuring that because I've applied this methodology on 1:72 stuff, so I'm figuring I can pull it on 1:72. I should be good on 1:25. That's my theory. There's a stray fibre on my brush. I'm not so happy about that, particularly as this is one of my faves. I guess I could potentially trim that fibre in due course, and probably will, rather than purchase a new brush. It's only one fibre. just very inconvenient at certain points. Now, there's quite a bit of blue to do. So what I'm going to do, once I've got this mahogany colour on, is, oops, got a little bit on the actual inner area. We'll cover that in due course, that's fine. Now, yeah, that fiber's problematic. So much so, I'm actually going to change brush. I will tidy this up in due course, as in this brush. Of course, I could always buy a new one. It has served me well for a few years, though. Hang on. I might be able to return with the same brush. I might have just needed to give it a bit more love. I'm going to see if it'll hold. If it doesn't, if that fiber doesn't come out again, then I want a winner. All right. And we come around there. And now what I'm going to do is I will wait till I've gotten the wood completed on this before and that includes the whole second coat grain sort of effect, before I tidy up the middle areas. Because, of course, unsurprisingly, there's a possibility of getting some of that on these inner areas as well. So once that possibility is removed, we can then do any little tidy ups that might be required. That's my theory. All right. Yep. Now it's just round the outside, round the outside. Oh, hey, Gustavo, how you doing? Oh, James, how you doing? Yeah, look, I'm not actually a car person, per se, but look, some cars do still make me go ooh and ah, and the Mustang is certainly one of them. The reason I'm building it is because it all goes back to a childhood thing that I could wax lyrical for. Ultimately, my favorite toy, or one of my favorite toy cars, was a Mustang, Matchbox one, and that's fundamentally what I'm building. I did manage to purchase an exact type of the Mustang I had as a boy as well to go with it. The 1972 pressing. So yeah. Now once I've gotten this steering wheel done in this color, bearing in mind there's another wood colour to go on around the outside. I'll give you a zoom in as to where we're at. There's a little bit of a tidy up required, but that's fine. I'm all good with that. Into there. There. There we go. All right. Getting there. As we all know, it's a bit of a patient process. But we are getting places, guys. So, James and Gustavo, what are you working on at the moment, if anything, in the kit world? I'm always quite happy to hear about what people are working on. I should probably be a little more proactive in sharing my screen on some occasions. But I have a plan to actually turn some of this into YouTube actual things from go to woe on doing it sort of a thing. So I sort of want to keep the shots on what I'm doing, as you can. There's could be a way around that. Let me work that out. There we go. All right, almost there. Hey. Now, I think I'm done on this one. A little more in. Sweet. All right. Let me clean my brush and I'll give you a zoom in. Then, my next protocol, there's quite a lot of stuff that needs to be blue. We're going to identify a lot of that. And, nice. Nice one. To me, are quality kits, that's got to be said. I've only built one Tamiya, and that was a G6, and it was a pleasure. Click, click, click. I'm finding something similar with this kit. Obviously, I haven't started assembly, but the detail stuff it offers is just, oh yeah. Now, give me a piece of cardboard for a moment. Give me a moment. Ding, here we go. So, where we're at, and bearing in mind, yes, there are some touch-ups still required. Where we're at, hang on. Yeah, we're good. And we're going to hit this wooden part with. Is there? Can I get that a bit flatter? No. But yeah, so what we're going to do is once that's dried, we'll hit the outer area with a lighter wood effect to create the grain. And then tidy up any little details, and then it's set for deckling. So there we go. Yeah, well, I got to say, it is a very pleasant kit already just on the painting. I love detailing, and there's detail aplenty. For a man like myself, sexy is all hell. Simple equation, sexy is all hell. Now tomorrow I'm actually going to be working on a different Mustang. Tomorrow being Thursday, I shall be working on an Armour Hobbies P51B Mustang. Now we're looking for blue here, kids, of which there's quite a bit in actuality. Let's see what will turn out. Now we've got all the blue here done. Good. Moving right along. Looking for H. H. Here. H. Aha! Now, that is possibly left for a little bit because I did the bottoms there with, whatchamacallit. What do you call it, people? Chassis black. So that might still be a little wet, so I get a little bit cautious on that front. Now, that part there. Yeah, look, a lot of this, guys, we are looking at best off waiting till tomorrow, I would suggest, because of proximity to stuff that I've already done today. Now it says H there, but they're talking about the hull. That's if you want to do it in the blue. I'm doing it in black and yellow. So it's not really relevant. Here's a question. Where are L? What is L? I'm looking at these. I was wondering what color they were. L is definitely. Look, I gotta say, dunkelblau. Oh yeah. There certainly is. And I gotta say it. And I hope I'm not upsetting anybody. In fact, no. I'm prepared to be a bit more bold than that. Too bad if I'm upsetting somebody here. What it is the old, in my opinion, because I know some people. Okay, let me take that back again. The retooled Mustangs that you get that came out in the past. I don't know. I think it first came out in 2012. Just say no. I'm sorry. There, I said it. No. The classic Mustang, the 71s, yes, or 60s and so forth. Yeah! Sexy as all hell. Let's not be shy now, people. I'm certainly not, as you may have gathered. Yeah. Now. Yeah. There are some parts here, and I'm starting to get. You know what, guys? I'm actually going to wind up. Hang on. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just see if I can finish. How's that? I reckon we can maybe see about getting the grain on the steering wheel. And then I'll wind up. Because some of this I think I prefer to set up for some airbrush action. And that would be mostly pertaining to things like this. Would look much better airbrushed. And if I'm going to do that and have there's a few parts that are going to be that color. Well, the question that then comes is, well, why aren't you, sunshine? I'm sure you get the drill. Now, next. That's what I was going to do. Yes, I was going to finish the steering wheel. Now, to get the grain effect, actually, before I do that, just to give that a little bit longer to dry, give me a moment, guys. Ouch! Ow! 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 That's no fun. Ow! Roll on May 21. That's when the new hip gets put in, and I'm hanging. Now, here we go. Pardon me. This is what got me started onto this kit. This is a 1972. Hang on a moment. That's not the actual one I had as a boy, but that is exactly the same pressing. It is, and you probably can't read that, particularly as it's upside down. Let's see if, there we go. 1972 Lesney products. So this is the one that got me started on wanting to build a Mustang. However, much though this was one of my favorite toys, it was not that's not actually my favorite type of Mustang. That's the 69, I think it is. In fact, I confirmed that because when I realized it wasn't my favorite type. Boom, I'll be building that up. Oh, zoom out. I'll be building this after I've completed this one. And I'll be doing that a slightly different paint job. In fact, I'll be doing that my preferred color scheme, which is very, very dark. Now, we are very quickly, because this won't take long, going to try and get now to do this. Hopefully this is not too dry. It's not winning. Now, it's effectively a bit of dry brushing in a sense. That's probably a bit too. There's a good one for dry brushing. That's the one. And goggles. So I am still going in quite close. Now, oops, just popped the mic. Give me a moment. In nice and tight. Rubbing. So coming up quite as nicely as I might like. It's going to take a while longer. That's all right. Now we're getting there. Ooh, I should have moved in closer while I was doing this. My back's not enjoying it. I'm sort of stretched out a bit in a almost rowing position. Well, we'll see how this has come out once it's magnified. Here we go. All right, let's see how it looks. If I'm not happy, I can always redo it, I guess. All right, clean brush. We'll magnify in on that one. Go through what we've done today. And then I shall wind up the stream. Goggles off. Now, let's see how well that actually came up, shall we? Now, that's all right, but can be better. You can't really see the grains that I was trying to put on there, I don't think. So I might need to give it a bit more of a burl. But yeah, I might hit that a bit harder another time. I'm running out a bit of time now. But it's a bit hard to tell sometimes because of the light's not so kind on us. How's about, maybe if I go from this, I'm going to give you a bit of a Orkies angle for a moment, guys. All right, so there's our steering wheel at the moment. It's all right. I think we can maybe make it a bit prettier in time. There's the back of it. But yeah, I think we can get a bit more grain out of that in due course. Now, I won't bring that all the way in just yet. Other stuff we did today, mostly tidy up. So now we've gotten again, zoom out just a little. All of this is looking very tidy and pretty solid. This is all this. Some of this was already painted. Some of it was just tidy up, so that we just put aside because we already tidied that up. What's this here? No, don't need that one. And we tidied all these up and made them look a bit pretty. There's a couple of little touches left. So yeah. There we go. Yeah. All right. Now, as I said, that is me done for today. Alrighty. Bing. Thanks for watching. I do genuinely appreciate it. Now, if you're a first-time viewer, can you guess what I'm about to suggest? Can you? I think you can. It's follow, like, or subscribe. If you would like to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. And again, we come to those magical words. Follow, like, or subscribe. Feel free, people. Now, tomorrow, I'll stop right there. Tomorrow, I will be back. Yeah, thanks, David. And it'll be P51B time on the armor hobby. Now, we've got a lot to do on that. It'll be interior work. And I think it's photo etch time tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll get on to that. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. All right. Now, all that's really left for me to do is to wind up by saying that after all of this stuff done and having identified what we'll be doing tomorrow, that I shall be back at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. And hopefully I'll catch you good people then. See yous. My pleasure, David.